Okay guys, of all the videos I put up, you need to pay attention to this one. You need to watch it all the way through. We're going to cover Bitcoin. We're not going to talk about the economy and the stock market. We're just going to cover Bitcoin, and I'm going to give you some price targets for about 10, maybe 10 of the popular altcoins. And I want you to write down these targets, all right? I'm going to go through and kind of cover some of this. But before we get into that, by the way, I am giving away 3 of these 2020 American Eagle 1 ounce 0.99 silver brilliant uncirculated coins. There'll be 3 winners. All you have to do is subscribe, like, and leave a comment that qualifies you. I will have a live stream. By the way, guys, I'm not doing any more long live streams. The live stream I do to pick these winners will be like 15-20 minutes just to pick the winners. And I'm going to cover this too in this video. So again, if you want to qualify, just like, leave a comment, subscribe, and then I'll pick those 3 winners in the next live stream if you want to win one of these silver coins. But guys, that last live stream I put out some information that I think a lot of the big players didn't want that information out. And you think, well, how do you know? What makes you think that you have some special information that they don't want to get out? Well, I'm going to go over some of this with you. So let's start right here. This was a video I put out right here on October 25th, and I was telling you that every time we hit this red ring, we got rejected, hit the red ring, got rejected. So I said it was likely we were going to test 14,700. We pushed up. This was the target with this weekly candle. That was around 14,700. I covered this in this video. I'll put a link up to it now. This was the next video I put out. Again, this video was on October 25th. This video here was on November 5th. Notice we hit the target, 15,133. This is the point I got out. And if you watch this video, I think a lot of people don't watch the video in its entirety, but I said it's very possible we could push up, test 15,500, maybe 16,000. As you can see, we tested the ring, got rejected, tested the ring, got rejected. This is why I got out, expecting to come down. But notice we ride up the ring, then we come down. We hit the ring, we ride up a bit, then we come down. So this is what I'm expecting. We're riding up the ring, we'll come down. So I covered this in the video. Let me show you just a couple charts, guys. So I've come up with a way. This was a video. I'll put a link up to this too. This was on January 21st, where I was predicting that the stock market and Bitcoin was going to crash. And not only that, this is January 21st. I published this video. Back in January, late December, I was predicting the stock market would crash and Bitcoin would crash. Not that it would just crash, but it would crash in February. The last week of February to be specific, and that's exactly where it crashed. All of these videos, the links for these videos will be in the description. This is the live stream that was just previously taken down from yesterday. Again, there's nothing. Look, community guidelines that said that I think it was harmful, or there was, I forgot what they said, but anyways, it was basically just live charts playing through the whole stream, and it was taken down. Listen, the last time that I did a video where I was predicting a major crash for something to happen, the same thing happened. My channel was taken down. That's the reason I got on Twitter in the first place. By the way, guys, if you want to follow me on Twitter, it's Optical Art Chart. The link will be in the description. Make sure you do. If my channel gets taken down, this is the only way you'll be able to follow me. And by the way, guys, before I get into these charts, look, if you do want to access these charts, the website's opticalartcrypto.com. The link will be in the description. I have Bitcoin charts. I have altcoins, Bitcoin Cash, Ethereum, Litecoin, Ripple, Stellar, Neo, Cardano, Chainlink, Tezos, BSV, Comp, VeChain, EOS, Polkadot, OMG, and YFI. And let's see, I also have precious metals. Currently I have gold, palladium, platinum's coming soon, silver, and copper. And if you go under stocks, guys, I have a bunch of stocks in here as well. A bunch of Dow Jones chart, Apple, Google, gold miners, QQQ, bonds, Tesla, Amazon, Facebook, Cleveland Cliffs, Maxer Tech, US dollar index, Boeing, JP Morgan, Lockheed Martin, bunch of S&P 500s, oil charts, Euro, Nvidia, Netflix, natural gas, Nifty 50, the Russell, and the NASDAQ. Guys, I usually cover this in live streams. I'll make some videos about stocks since I'm not going to be doing live streams. But guys, if you do want to access these charts, again, visit the website, opticalartcrypto.com. Link will be in the description. So let's jump into this. So I mentioned these previous videos. So I came up with the method, guys, to predict big moves. I have been wrong about some directions. You know, when I'm predicting a move, sometimes I say it'll drop, it goes up. Sometimes I say it'll go up, it'll drop. But the point is, I have found a way to predict these moves. This was a chart I published on June 24th, 2019. This was, I was calling the ring of capitulation. These cannot be changed. These are published charts. If I play this out, guys, again, January 24th, if I hit play, I call this the ring of capitulation right here. And you can clearly see what happened. We crossed this ring, we came down ever since. What happened when we got to the next ring? We rode up it. This was a point I was calling for a crash. It didn't crash. People said that, oh, you're wrong, your rings don't work. It pushed up, and then finally we crashed. But look what happened. The next ring, we rode up it. We rode up it, and we crossed the ring. What happened? It was a pivot. We went sideways. So this was one of the first charts making a major call that I called way in advance. This here, that video I put up previously showing you that that call I was making. I published this chart on January 7th. I actually created this chart way before, but I just want to show you my targets were right here. This was 27,441 and potentially 26,210, and I was calling this for the last week in February. And look how this played out. It hit my targets and then some, almost right exactly where I was expecting it to hit. Guys, I've covered this chart plenty of times, why I was calling for this crash. You notice that we bottomed right here on this ring, which was part of the same fib circle that helped me to nail the drop. And you can see where we're currently at now. But again, this isn't about the stock market, this is about Bitcoin. This is another chart I created predicting, this chart was published February 19th, predicting that Bitcoin was going to drop. Notice this yellow fib circle. Every time we break a yellow ring, we drop. We broke this yellow ring here, we drop. And notice we're finding resistance at this white ring. Pushed up, rejected. We broke this yellow ring, we dropped. We rode up this yellow ring, we were finding resistance at this white ring. You know, stock market was already going to come down. It was obvious Bitcoin was coming down. I gave people a target to pay attention to. You can see how this played out. We crossed the yellow ring, we dropped again. So guys, what I'm getting at is I do have a method that I'm able to predict these large moves, and I think the large move coming up is going to be a drop. Now, there are different scenarios that can play out. I'm going to explain each scenario, but I did give some information away that I think upset some of the big players. We're going to cover that right now. So in this chart, guys, I've been talking about this for a while. I know some moon boys didn't like it, and some people were giving me a lot of crap. I told you every time we came up and hit this red ring, we got rejected. Hit it, rejected, hit it, rejected. We came up, we hit it again, got rejected. Yes, we pushed above it a bit. Let me zoom in a bit here, guys. We pushed above it a bit, came down, pushed above it. Ultimately, we came down, tested the 20-week. Rode it for a while. Guys, I said we'd push up, we would test this ring. I said it's possible we could push up a bit, but ultimately, I think this is the top. I think when I called my target of 15,000, you know, we pushed up all the way to 16,400. People are like, oh, wrecked. Don't know what you're talking about, guys. If you think we're going to the moon, fine. Just I'm warning you and letting you what I think is going to play out based on this chart. Every time we hit this ring, we ultimately top out. Now let me just show you something here. When we hit this ring the first time, notice we hit this to the tick. When we pushed up a total of almost 10%. Hit it, got rejected, kept bouncing off this ring, but we never went higher than 10%. Notice when we hit this ring here, how far did we push up before we got rejected? What, 8.5%? Notice right here, when we hit this ring, how much did we push up? About 9%. So it's playing out exactly the same. When we hit the ring, we push up about 9% before coming down. And also, I'd like to point out, if you measure this, and again, this is information I put out in that live stream, and I think this is why it was taken down. Notice while we were interacting with this ring, this was a total of 35 days. Notice interacting with this ring here, it was a total of 21 days. And currently, next week, when this next candle opens, that'll be 14 days. Every time we interact with this ring, it's getting shorter and shorter and shorter. And this is a pretty substantial run up here. So what I'm telling you is we are topped out at this ring. Yeah, it pushed above 15,000. If you watched the video, I said that was possible, but ultimately we are topped out at this ring to come down and test the 20-week. Notice right here, every time we cross is when we make contact with this ring. RSI crosses, MACD starts angling down. We come down. We hit the ring, we get crossed on the RSI, MACD angles down, we have a drop, we found support on the 20-week, we push up to this red ring, we're about to have a cross. So Monday we will have that cross. If the price is not pushed up and we stay sideways, we will get a cross right here on Monday. MACD will start angling down, and I believe we will be coming down to test this 20-week. Now guys, this is the information that I think is, well, just follow along. So if this continues to push up, this is the 20-week. Let's say it pushes up like this, right? And then we come down and we test it. This is just guessing where this might be. Let's say this is around 13,500. If that holds, then yes, it is very likely we're going to start pushing back up, and we'll probably come up and test anywhere between $18,500 to potentially $19,500, which would make sense because that's close to our previous high. Now, there's another way this could play out. It's possible, but I think it's more likely this is how it will play out. We will get topped out here. We're going to come down. Keep in mind, guys, if we come down and test the 20-week and it happens to be at 13,500, that's still a drop of about 15%. Depends on where this 20-week is. If we drop sooner, it could be a 20% drop. If this does not hold, which I do think it will, and I'm going to explain why I think it will hold. If it did not hold, though, if it does not hold, I would like to point out every time we break the 20-week, we crash. This blue ribbon right here, this 20-week moving average. Every time we break it, we crash. And right here, you can see this is, we broke it, we crashed. Here, we held, we pushed up. So again, if we break it, yes, I think we're coming down. But I think more than likely what's going to happen is we will come down. We are topped out. Ultimately, we're topped out. We're ready to come down and test this 20-week. I do think it will hold, and I think we will push back up. People are going to get super bullish. It's going to push up to, potentially around 18,500, 19,000. And at that point, we're going to get topped out at this ring again, just like the previous times. Like here, 1, 2, 3. This will be the fourth time. At this point, I think we will get rejected, and we will come down. Again, and I'm just kind of drawing this line, but what I'm trying to show you is, let's say this pushes up like this. We come down to test it. It pushes up more. And let's just say it does something like this, right? So we come down, we test it, we push up, we get rejected, we start coming down, and let's say we happen to be right here. All right, let me make this a different color. So this is price. Let's make it green. So this is price, and this is moving average. So here's what I want you to pay attention to. I'm not going to give you the date. Guys, if you want to access the charts, visit the website. I'm just telling you, it is very likely if when we break this 20-week, we crash. This has been proven time and time again. Right here on September 23rd, we broke the 20-week, crash. Right here on March 2nd, we broke the 20-week, crash. So also notice it's at this blue ring, this blue fib circle right here. It just so happens when we break the 20-week is when we cross this blue ring. When we broke the 20-week, when we cross this blue ring. Guys, this next blue ring is right out here. I think it's very likely we're coming down to test the 20-week. So, I'm not telling anyone to sell. Stay in if you want to stay in. If you want to play it safe, set a stop loss. It's possible I'm wrong. This could just shoot straight up. I would like to point out, if it does, we do have one target above us. And I covered this in the live stream as well. This orange fib circle we've been respecting. This was resistance. We topped out at 20K. We dropped from 6K down to 3K. We pushed up above this ring. And this is on the weekly, by the way. Notice we pushed up to this is the same fib circle right here. We pushed up, we got rejected, we found support resistance on this ring all the way since June 17, 2019, all the way to the 20th of April 2020. Pushed up, finding resistance at this red ring. This is the next orange ring above. So either we push up now and we test, 18,520, we're topped out now, we come down, we test the 20-week, hope it holds. Ride this back up. It makes sense. This would be the top right here, 18,856 potentially. Maybe we push above it a little bit. That has happened before. When we hit this ring, we pushed above it and came back down. I'm just telling you, this is going to be the top. And then I think what's going to happen is we're going to come down and we're going to break this 20-week right here, right at the apex of this ring. Now guys, I'm not giving you the dates. Again, if you want the date, you can get access to the chart. The name of all of my charts are right here. So if you look at the chart, this is the name of the chart. But I think once I put this information out there, I think that's why my video was taken down. So guys, if all of a sudden, you know, my channel disappears or I get a strike, I'll let you know on Twitter. But guys, do pay attention to this. I think we are topped out. We're going to come down, potentially 13,000, 13,500, push back up, get topped out around 18,700 or so. Then I think we're going to come back down, we're going to cross this ring, and I think we're going to break this 20-week, and that is when the whales are going to take their profit. Guys, if you want to learn how to make these charts, I have tutorials. It's up to you if you want to check it out. To have a lifetime option where you get access to everything, stocks, altcoins, precious metals, Discord, you know, everything that I have to offer. Or if you just want to access Bitcoin, precious metal charts, I have different subscription options. But guys, I do think this is what's going to play out. So I would pay attention to this. I do think we are topped out. Yes, we did push above 15,000. I said that was very possible, but I think we are topped out. This is going to start angling down. This is going to start coming down. I think we are topped out to at least test the 20-week. Obviously, if this does not hold, we're coming down lower. Notice that we bottomed on this blue ring. So if we come down again, we're going to bottom. If we break it the first time we test it, we're going to test this ring here, which is potentially, this is around $10,000, nice even number. If we come straight down, this is where we would hit to potentially catch a bounce. If that does not hold, your next target is this ring right here. So again, that's something that you need to pay attention to, and this is a very important ring. Not just because, you know, we crossed it and crashed, but because when we cross a ring, we also break the 20-week. This is the next ring out. Just like these previous charts, guys, I gave you a ring to watch for a move. I gave you, even on this chart, guys, I gave you a potential point to watch. Not only that, I gave you an exact target to pay attention to. We dropped way the heck down here, but anyways, I told you when it was going to happen. Same with this chart. That when we cross this ring, every time we cross a yellow ring, we come down. So this is, you know, I have found a method to predict these major moves, and it just, again, last time I predicted a major crash, my channel was taken down. So I'm not chancing it with any more live streams. If I have an 8-hour long live stream, I can't really dispute that, because nobody at YouTube is going to sit there and watch an 8-hour stream to see if it's legit or if I was talking about something I shouldn't. If I do a short video that's 10 minutes long, I can dispute that. So again, I just want to cover that, make sure you're very aware of what's about to happen. Now I'm going to give you some price targets for altcoins. By the way, before we get into that real quick, notice that another reason that I know, in my opinion, we're topped out, not just because of this chart. This is the Bitcoin dominance chart. This is how I said we were topped out last time. Notice we came up, we hit it, we got rejected, we pushed back up. I think dominance is topped out, guys. This is another chart available on my website. You can see price has been respected, or dominance has been respected in this chart going way back. We bottomed down here, we pushed up, we got topped out. This plays right along with this ring right here. So I think it's very possible, you know, dominance is going to start coming down. We're going to start coming down to test this 20-week. We're probably going to hold. It's going to push back up. Dominance will push back up, and then at that point, dominance will come crashing down along with Bitcoin. So again, guys, that just covers Bitcoin. I just want you to know what I'm preparing for. And again, I'll go ahead and give you this price target, guys. If we come down, you know, if we end up breaking this, just like the previous blue rings, this is your first target right here, 7,630-ish, around that area. So an angle depends on when you hit it. That's still, guys, that's a 50% drop. And if we're up here at 18,000, that's more than a 50% drop. So again, I'm just telling you, be prepared. Maybe it's a coincidence, I don't know, but once I put this information out, you know, all of a sudden I got a strike, and the last time I was calling for something major, my channel was taken down. Alright, so I'm going to give you some price targets for the more popular altcoins. We're going to start out with YFI, WFI, however you say it. I'm not going to give you all of them. It's not fair to the people who actually pay for these charts, you know, if I give all this information away for free. So I'm just going to give you some price targets, guys, and you know, just a few, but I want you to write it down, and I want you to see if we hit it and catch a bounce. So, you know, if you play these altcoins, write it down. So I'm going to give you a few here. So if we drop, your current support right now is right here. And the great thing about these charts, they've been accurate on the way up. Notice, you know, this was never tested before. This is and this was a pretty new chart as well. If we pushed up, notice we got rejected perfectly right here. So this is the path that price is following. This trajectory right here. We got topped out right here, came down, perfect support, pushed up, perfect resistance, found support on this fib channel line. We're expecting multiple fib channel lines in different directions. So playing it on the way up, it's been accurate. The beauty of it is on the way down, all of these targets have already been proven to be strong support and resistance. So we know where every single one of them is. We know when we pushed up, we topped out here. We know we came down, this is perfect support. So you know if we drop down this low, you know that this will be strong support. These will be updated and extended. I will update all these charts this weekend and through the week. The point is though, guys, they're accurate on the way up. They're money makers on the way down because we know where these previous support levels are that have been tested. So again, I'm just going to give you these support resistance levels, guys, and you can just watch it play out. And remember, these are an angle. It depends on when you make contact, but this gives you a general idea. So for WFI, your current support is 16,781. If we drop, your support is going to be right here around 16,098. I'll give you one more, just for fun. If we drop below that, here's your next support, 15,429. If you push up, notice this is where we went above it a bit, came back down. So if we push above, your resistance is right here, 17,419. If we push above that, this is your next resistance level above, right here at 17,800. Link, guys, this is probably one of the most accurate charts I've ever made. Notice we kept getting topped out right here. Resistance, support, broke it, support, resistance, came back down to support, came to support. So guys, look right here. Let's get finding resistance. So I'm going to give you a few targets, guys. And I'm going to give you one major target on this one as well. So your current support, $12.34. Your next support below is going to be $11.89. If we push up, your next resistance level, well, your first resistance is going to be $12.72. We're also respecting this line right here. So $12.72 or 74 cents. If we push above that, your next resistance is going to be $12.90. And then you will find very strong resistance up here around $13.10. Guys, if I go to the larger time frame on this chart, this is, I've been calling for this time and time again, telling you guys, pay attention to this ring right here. This ring, this white ring, again, white rings are for macro targets. Notice this ring was support, support. We got below it, it became resistance. Resistance, resistance, resistance. And then we hit it one more time as resistance, pushed above it. But notice what happened every time we hit it. Support, pump. Support, pump. Support, one heck of a pump. This, I told you guys, when we hit this ring, this is where you buy. This was at $9.86. This is a 35% jump, about 34%. So again, that's what I'm saying. If you notice I have this huge down here, so if we drop, and if we have a substantial drop, and actually we're past this, guys. So if we do drop, if it's one major candle that comes down, this is where you want to watch to catch a bounce. Now if we're already past this, then you're gonna have to look at the different fib channels. But it is very possible if we come down, the same thing will happen. You'll get a bounce right off of this ring. If we're out past the ring, well, we'll have to see what happens. But, I didn't know we were out this far. Let's see. So that's Link right there. This is Bitcoin. So right now, your current resistance, and the last live stream, I showed this. I said, look, guys. I said, watch this orange ring. We got rejected right here, right at this orange ring. Let me move this so you can see it. Oh, it's hard to get your mouse on it. This ring right here, we hit it as resistance. We came down. I said that in that live stream that's now taken down, your support's going to be right here, 15,833. Notice we dropped below it. But this blue ring, I told you this was going to be a lot of strong support and resistance. Remember, rings are macro targets. We came down, we found support, we pushed up, found resistance. So your resistance above, if we push up, is right here, 16,332. You push above that, 16,477. So this is your first resistance above 16,331. Your current resistance that we have to get above is right here at 16,030. Your current support is this ring right here, 15,838. Make sure you write these numbers down, guys, if you don't have access to the charts. Your next support level, 15,692. Your next support below that, 15,571. And guys, like I tell you, go back. See how many times a certain line was tested. This was tested repeatedly. So your next strong support below that. And remember, they're at an angle. It depends on when you make contact. Your next support level is right here, 15,248. Guys, there are plenty. They go down. These charts, I mean, this is a macro support here. So if we dropped, you know that you would catch a bounce down here whenever you make contact with this ring. You notice how price is respecting this blue ring right here. So we know if we come down, just like we found resistance at this ring, and now finding support, if we come down, you know this is a very strong macro target, 13,714. All right, let's go on to some other ones. This is Tezos. And you can see how well price has been respecting this chart. Perfect resistance here. Resistance 1, 2, 3 times. Didn't quite make it up, but notice we came down, we found perfect support. Guys, it's hard to find support and resistance levels because there's so much chop. You get so many crazy wicks up and wicks down. I mean, how the hell do you find out where your support and resistance levels are? Well, if you understand how I create these charts, you'll understand how, with all of this crazy, wicks going up and wicks coming down, all this chop, how are you able to find these exact targets? If you watch my tutorials, you'll understand how I create these charts. You can learn this for yourself, or just access the charts. I do all the hard work for you. But guys, your resistance for Tezos, your resistance above, and again, I'm only giving you a few of these. Your resistance above is $2.17. Your support that needs to hold, $2. If we drop below that, your next support is going to be $1.94. If we push above that, watch this to get rejected. Right here, $2.28. Again, rings are macro targets. They're points for reversals. ADA, you can clearly see how accurate this chart's been. We watched this during the live stream. We came up, rejected, rejected, rejected. So, currently your resistance right now is right here. If we push up, you're going to get rejected potentially at 0.10666. Your current resistance right now that we cannot get above is right here at 0.1032. Your support below is right here, 0.10042, and then your next support level below that is right here at 0.0985. And if we happen to push up really high, guys, this is your next. Now, this has not been tested yet, but again, this is the beauty of these charts. Fib channels are based on previous Fib channels. If you understand my tutorials or my charts, how I create them, all of these lines above are based on matching Fib channels below. So if you push up, even though this hasn't been tested yet, this will be the point to get rejected, to potentially put in a short. And that's what you do, guys. You short at resistance. This pushed up to strong, used to be support, became strong resistance. This is where you short. You come down here, this is where you're potentially long. I don't use leverage, guys. I buy at support, ride up, sell at resistance. That's how I play it. So on the way down, I make more money than on the way up. Ethereum, you can see this chart has been dead on. You see this was this was resistance here. We got 2 times, 3 times. We did push above it, but you can see ultimately this was our resistance right here to finally get rejected and come down. So if we push up, your first resistance above is going to be right here, $465.33. You pushed above that, tested resistance, we know, $474. Your support right here, notice, look, this a lot of support, a lot of resistance, a lot of support. So this is going to be very strong support to break. So $454.86 is your current support. Your next support level below that is $448.42. And if that breaks, then your next support level is $435. Guys, all of these charts have been tested, tried and true. We know these are all support levels. And all of these back here, we have a whole roadmap for altcoins, Bitcoin on the way down. We know where to catch the bounces, and we know which are the stronger support resistance levels. And I will help make sure you know which ones those are. I'll probably color code them in some way so I can show you that the ones that are the strongest support, I'll have them a certain color. I will work on that and make sure you know which ones are the strongest. Litecoin, you can see that we did push, the guys, from multiple rings, multiple lines. You can see this right here. We got above it briefly. This did end up being resistance right here. You can see this was resistance There's no price label here. This was perfect resistance at 64.86. Hit it again, 64.81. Then notice we came down. It was support here at $63.13. Notice where we found support right here. This was resistance. It became support. Same thing happened. We pushed above it as support, pushed above it as support, and then we broke it. So a strong resistance level above, this same ring. If we push up, your resistance for Litecoin, $65.54. Looks like we're breaking support currently. So your support right here was $62.53. So if Litecoin drops, we're gonna have a pretty big move down. Your next major support, you can see this line right here. This goes way back, and this is what I'm talking about. The ones that are tested the most are the strongest support resistance levels. Support, 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 resistance, support, support. So if we drop $58.56, this is the next point to catch a bounce. And this right here is a ring. Just like we got topped out pretty much at this ring, this is a macro target for a potential reversal. Or if you break it, you have a larger drop. This is $56.92. This is Bitcoin Cash. Notice, and this was in the live stream, notice this resistance level here has been a lot of support and resistance. Notice we came up, perfect rejection right here, $265.46. We pushed up again, perfect rejection right at this line, $268.21. Notice that we're bouncing down this ring. That's what I'm saying, guys. Rings give you targets as well. You can barely see that. Hold on, let me change color of this. So you can see that we're basically just bouncing off of that blue ring. But again, so your support, we're coming up on it right now. Your support currently is $251. If we push up, your resistance is going to be $270. If we break this support, the same thing that's been happening over and over again. If we come down, you will find support on this ring, around $244. If we break this ring, it's likely we continue riding down this ring. Your next support level would be down here potentially if we move sideways. But if we break this ring, your next support level will be right here, around $226. So upside 270, first support 251, this ring 244. If we break it, 226. If we just bounce down the ring, then your next support level out here would be 232. This is gold, guys. I have stocks, precious metals, but I just want to show you during live streams. I'm telling people, watch rings. While we do respect the fib channel lines, this fib channel line right here, we've been respecting this. These charts are based off of trend lines using fib channels. Fib circles are based off of the fib channels. But notice this is pretty much our resistance right here. Resistance. We got above it a bit. Got it above it a bit, but was resistance. But notice where we keep finding support on this ring. Support, 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 support. Every time we hit this ring, guys, it's support. It was a lot of support back here. It's still support. So we're bouncing off this white fib circle here. So if we hit it again, guys, right here, and again, I wish that live stream was still up. Your current resistance for gold, right here. This is your current resistance above for gold, 1,898. I'll give you another one. Your next resistance above, 1,919. If we drop, your next support level right here is going to be 1,874. And then your next support level below that, this ring again, 1,853. And if we break this, your next support below that will be right here, $1,835. This is oil, guys. I have the dollar index, oil, different stocks, but just showing you this chart right here. Look how accurate just this oil chart's been. You can see this right here has been resistance going way back. It was support, resistance, hit it as resistance, found perfect support on this trend line. Notice how I've interacted with this orange fib circle. Resistance, resistance, drop down to support, hit it as resistance, pivot to go up, found resistance at this fib channel line, came down. Now we're respecting this line as resistance. Came back down as support, pushed it up as resistance, came down as support. This became support, this became support. We came up as resistance, came down as support, became resistance again. We were topped out here, hit it again. And now we're finding resistance for oil to potentially come down. So your next target for oil, if we come down, depending on how soon we come down, if we have a drop straight down, your target is $38.26. If we hit right here, $38.13. If we drop below that, your next strong support level is right here, $36.16. Your current resistance above is right here, around $40.55. You push above that, well, we know where the top is, right here, $41.94. So guys, I'm just showing you how these charts work, how to play the charts. I will be updating these charts to make sure I let you know which are the strongest support and resistance levels. Again, guys, if you do want to be qualified to win one of these 3 Silver Eagle coins, make sure you subscribe, leave a like, and a comment. I'll use a random comment selector in the next live stream to pick one of these 3 winners. Guys, you want to access these charts, the website's octocorecrypto.com. All these charts play out live. Just click the link, they load up. Again, the website will be in the description, octocorecrypto.com. Make sure you follow me on Twitter. If anything happens to my channel, guys, it's the only way you can get in touch with me. And I keep everyone updated frequently on Twitter. But guys, that's it. Until the next video, I will keep you updated.